Friends, the marriage of a devout Quran-reciting girl was arranged with a humble fruit vendor, and what unfolded afterward was something that everyone found hard to tolerate. To understand the complete story, stay with us. In a quaint village there lived a man named Mr. Sharma. He was known for his kind heart and never boasted about his wealth. He had 3 wives and treated them equally. However, none of his wives had any children. Mr. Sharma married one wife after another solely because he wanted children. In this way, he had 3 marriages, but remained childless. He wondered if perhaps there was something missing within him, which is why none of his 3 wives had children. If I don't have children, what will I do with my wealth? And my lineage will not continue, he thought. One day, a farmer from a neighboring village came to Mr. Sharma seeking assistance with some work. Mr. Sharma shared his sorrow with him, and the farmer told him about a wise elder named Baba Ali, who was devoted to Allah and known for curing many ailments. For children, in Baba Ali's courtyard there was a large mango tree, and Baba Ali would prune the fruits and give them to people to feed. He prayed to Allah for those who ate the fruits. "Go there once, I am sure you will not return empty-handed," he advised. Hearing this, Mr. Sharma felt hopeful. The next day, Mr. Sharma arrived at the same spot. He saw an open field with a small hut, and in the field stood the large mango tree. Mr. Sharma entered the hut and saw Baba Ali deeply engrossed in worshipping Allah, holding a tasbih in his hand. Mr. Sharma approached Baba Ali and sat down beside him. Baba Ali turned his attention to Mr. Sharma. "How is Baba Ali his new bath?" he asked. Mr. Sharma explained his problem. Despite being married for many years, none of his 3 wives had any children. Baba Ali went to the tree, picked 3 mangoes, handed them to Mr. Sharma, and said, "Take these 3 mangoes and feed each of your wives one by one." Mr. Sharma took the mangoes, felt overjoyed, and returned home happily. He gave each of his 3 wives a mango to eat. 2 of the wives ate the mango aside and got busy with work. He blew on his lips and then brushed his apron's posture precipitately with water. During this time, a fruit vendor came and stole the mango by pretending it was fake. After a little while, the 3rd wife picked up the mango and ate it as is. By Allah's decree, all 3 wives became pregnant a month later. 9 months passed like this, and 2 wives gave birth to very beautiful sons, while the 3rd wife gave birth to a son like the fruit vendor. Seeing this, Mr. Sharma became very troubled and went back to Baba Ali to explain. "My 2 wives have given birth to very beautiful sons, but the 3rd wife has given birth to a son like the fruit vendor. Why did this happen?" Upon hearing this, Baba Ali closed his eyes for a moment, then opened them and said to Mr. Sharma, "Your 3rd wife has eaten the fake mango from the vendor. Now your son, like the vendor, will remain small in this way, but he will grow into a white giant's mind." "Will you tell me that?" Hearing this, Mr. Sharma left. When people saw such a son, they were also astonished. No one ever called the small son by name. Everyone called him the vendor's son. Mr. Sharma's elder son and younger son did not nurture their younger brother. They kept him away from themselves since childhood. When the 3 sons grew up, the youngest son looked exactly like a fruit vendor. Now, Mr. Sharma decided to send his 2 older sons in search of jobs so that they could work hard and earn money themselves. Mr. Sharma only told his 2 sons, but upon hearing this, the younger son said, "Father, I have also grown up. I can earn money by getting a job." At this, Mr. Sharma said, "Son, you are still young. Your stature is too small, so no one will give you a job." But the younger son did not accept this and insisted, saying, "I will also go for a job." Mr. Sharma, seeing his son's persistence, said, "All right, you go too." So both elder brothers set out for work, followed by their younger brother. The elder brothers had gone quite far. The sun was very bright. Due to the heat, the situation was bad. Now, both of them were very thirsty. After looking around and seeing nothing, they went a little further and saw a coconut tree laden with many coconuts. Now both were troubled because neither knew how to climb trees. The coconuts were very high. They tried a lot but couldn't climb the tree, neither the elder nor the younger brother. Then the elder brother said, "If our brother were here, he would have climbed the tree right away." At that moment, a voice came from behind, "Brother, I am right behind you." The two brothers saw their brother and breathed a sigh of relief. Soon, the younger brother climbed the tree and shook down many coconuts. Then the two brothers drank the coconut water and thanked him for his help. Then, all three brothers went further ahead. After going a little distance, they saw a tree with many thorns on it. Because of these thorns, both were unable to climb the tree. Once again, they needed their younger brother. Now they were embarrassed that they needed him again. They couldn't do anything themselves. So they sought help from their brother and said, "Brother, we are hungry. Can you get some materials for us?" Brother went away to go some help from Meshichi. He loved his two brothers very much. Once again, he quickly brought down a lot of bear and gave them, so both brothers ate their fill. In the morning, due to continuous walking, they became very tired. Under a tree, all three sat down. The two brothers had already helped their younger brother, but still, they did not want to take him along. When he opened his eyes, he saw that his brothers had left him and gone. Seeing this, he was very sad and started crying. He looked up to the sky and said, "Oh Allah, looking at my body, everyone leaves me. I am also your created being. Why doesn't anyone like me?" Still, he consoled himself and set out in search of a job, moving to another area. His elder brothers got jobs with some other big employer, while he was wandering around looking for work. No one hired him because he looked too small. Then his brother went to a trader and said, "Can you give me a job?" The trader said, "If you think about working, I'll let you work." He said, "I will do your work for free." The trader was very clever and thought that no one works for free. Still, he hired the younger brother to take care of his son. The trader told him that his wife is not in this world, so he needs someone to serve his son, take care of him, and also guide him. The next day, the trader explained to him how to take care of his son. Now the trader was very happy. The trader's son was very naughty and teased him a lot. The trader's son was very mischievous and pestered him so much that he fell off the roof and his head bled. When the trader returned that night, he told him about his son's misbehavior. The trader, clapping his hands in joy, said, "My son is just like that. I have hired many servants to take care of him, but none of them can handle him." Then his brother took great care of the boy, indulged his every whim and tantrum, but in return, the boy treated him very badly. The trader also did not have a good attitude towards the boy, nor did he get proper food for him. In the evening, when the trader came home, his son would complain to his father, so the trader scolded him upon hearing it. He was very sad and cried a lot. He thought, "The one I tried to treat well treats me badly instead. I should run away from here." Then he thought that running away wouldn't solve anything. He had to balance accounts. He decided to retaliate, do as is done to him. He saw that the trader was dishonest, greedy, and exploited people through second-rate work. In this way, the trader had accumulated a lot of money. Now he thought of a plan and slowly took control of the boy. Now the boy's mischief would not go against him. Now the trader needed to teach him a lesson. When the trader went out of the house, if his son was hungry or thirsty, he turned that hunger and thirst into his weapon. When the boy asked for food, he would say, "If you eat, I won't give you water. If you drink water, I won't give you food. I'll only give you food when you tell me the money your father has saved." The boy thought, "I need food desperately." So he revealed everything, saying, "Because I am very hungry." There, he extracted a lot of money from the trader's house. There was a dry, rotten cushion tied up. He mixed the money with flour and fed it to the cushion. He started doing this every day. Whenever the boy asked for food, the trader hid money in many places. As the boy kept telling him, he collected all the money and fed the cushion. Slowly he amassed a lot of money. Even many gold coins were found, and he fed the cushion with them. Slowly he fed all the trader's money to the cushion. He thought, "Now I should go home. I have saved enough money." First he searched for his brothers in that area, telling them, "Brothers, now we should go home. We have saved a lot of money. Now our family must be missing us." For the first time, the brothers liked his proposition and said, "All right, tomorrow morning we'll leave from here." Finally, the two brothers went to seek permission from their employer. Meanwhile, he also went to the trader and said, "I am very sorry that I am leaving you. My wife left me. My daughter and I are fond of each other, but perhaps someday I can come and see you." "I really liked working here," the trader said. "I am also very sad that you are leaving. Anyway, ask whatever you want before leaving. Whatever your wish is, I will fulfill it," he replied. "I don't need anything. Just give me that dry, rotten cushion you have." The trader gladly gave the cushion to him because it was of no use to him. On the contrary, he had to take care of it. Now, the cushion was also dead to him. He happily took the cushion and left with his brothers. All three brothers headed home. On the way, the two brothers made fun of him, saying, "After working so many days, he has only bought a cushion and it's dry and rotten." The two brothers laughed heartily, clapping their hands, but he silently endured their actions and lovingly took care of his cushion. On the way, both brothers were hungry again. They told him, "Climb the tree and break the bear so we can fill our stomachs." He nodded and climbed the tree. He had already understood how his brothers treated him. He ate the ripe and plump burr himself and kept throwing the raw burr for his brothers. The two brothers were surprised to see that he had changed a lot. Along the way, they came across many fruit-bearing trees. He climbed the trees and ate the fruit to fill his stomach, and also fed the cushion well. Now the cushion was also very happy with him. Now he was happily sitting on top of the cushion, walking. Both brothers were walking on foot, but he was ahead on his cushion. The two brothers discussed among themselves, "First, let's go to his house and see what he has earned." Now all three had reached their village. When they returned home, their family members and villagers had gathered to see them because all three had different mothers. Therefore, their father had built separate houses for them so that they wouldn't fight each other. Mr. Sharma gave all three wives the same love and respect. First, all three brothers entered their respective homes. When he entered with his donkey to his home, the villagers started laughing, saying, "Look, look, what he has brought." He ignored them and tied the cushion in his courtyard at one place. He went to his mother and said, "Mother, quickly clean the house and invite some Hafiz Quran children for Quran recitation, and also bring a stick." Hearing this, everyone laughed, but he kept repeating the same thing. His mother said, "What is this stick? What are the Quran recitation children?" The son kept repeating, "Mother, I don't understand anything." He again said, "Mother, clean the house for Quran recitation, invite Hafiz Quran children, and also bring a stick." The neighborhood people started telling his mother, "Finally, follow your son's instructions. Let's see what he wants to do." By his command, the house was cleaned thoroughly. Then some Hafiz Quran children were invited for Quran recitation, and a strong stick was also brought. Now the children started reciting the Quran, and he said, "Children, recite the Quran loudly." The children did so. He beat the cushion twice, and as he looked at the cushion, many gold coins started coming out. Seeing this, first the people were astonished. Then they started saying, "Allahu Akbar." When the gold coins stopped coming out, he said, "Children, keep reciting the Quran." This time he beat the cushion 4 times, and the cushion started producing a lot of money and gold rapidly. Now everyone started considering that dry cushion as a holy cushion. Now people asked the 2 brothers, "What have you earned?" The 2 brothers showed their earnings, but in front of his brother, their earnings were nothing. Seeing the money-extracting cushion, greed entered the hearts of the 2 brothers. One of the brothers said, "Perhaps I should go and look for another job. I'm taking care of the 3 major kids." The other said, they decided to buy the cushion from his brother. His brother said, "I am ready to give you my holy cushion, but I have one condition. I will take all your earned money in exchange." The 2 brothers discussed among themselves and said, "We will still get the money when we get the holy cushion." They gave all their earned money to their younger brother and bought the holy cushion. The 2 brothers took the cushion home and in the same way invited children for Quran recitation and started beating the cushion with a stick. The news of the cushion spread throughout the village, and both brothers beat the cushion with a stick each. But the cushion only produced 1 gold coin. Seeing this, they started beating the cushion again and started reciting the Quran. But they only got 1 coin and nothing else. The poor cushion was exhausted and fell apart, and the 2 brothers sat down, holding their heads. Now the 2 brothers took the cushion to their younger brother and said, "Here is your cushion, you handle it. We have no interest in it." They left the cushion and returned home. He served the cushion well. Now the cushion stayed with him. Whenever he had to go somewhere, he would sit on the cushion. He fed the cushion well, put good food on it, and then took care of it. The cushion had become very thick. He was very happy in his life. People still made fun of him, but he lived happily and ignored what people said, letting it go through one ear and out the other. Slowly, time passed. The 2 elder brothers earned a lot of money, and their father said, "We should arrange their marriages." When good relationships formed, both brothers got married, but he was still single, and his brothers mocked him, saying, "You will marry the cushion?" Mr. Sharma, his father, and his mother started worrying about his marriage because she was also getting old and had been married for a long time. On the other hand, his mother started getting sick due to old age. Her hands and feet couldn't function properly, but she still did all the household work. After a few days, his mother got a fever and became very ill. All the household chores and cooking became his responsibility. He didn't know how to cook, but still, whatever he made, his mother had to eat. He had no hope that anyone would help, as his brothers and their mothers wouldn't help. When his mother became more ill, he cooked one night, but the food was burnt and ruined. That night, he and his mother had to sleep hungry. When midnight came, someone knocked on the door of his house. He got up and saw that perhaps a thief had entered. He looked around the house but found no one. In the morning, he saw that the whole house was clean and tidy. The kitchen had excellent quality food cooked. Seeing this, he was very happy. He first fed his mother this food and ate himself. He thought, "I don't know who did all this. Whoever did it did well." The next day, again he saw the house was clean and food was cooked. Someone had washed their clothes and left. He felt strange, wondering who was doing all this. For 3 or 4 days, this continued. Then he said, "I will stay and find out who is doing all this." He pretended to sleep. At midnight, when a clattering sound came, he quickly opened the window to look outside. He saw that the door of the cushion's hut had opened by itself, and the cushion came out and stood in the veranda. Golden light spread all around. Slowly, the cushion started to change its form and turned into a beautiful girl. She was such a beautiful girl that light was emanating from her soul all around. He was watching this from his window. He couldn't believe his eyes that the beautiful girl was reading something in her mouth. Then he looked towards the magic, and the broom became clean on its own. Due to sleep, he felt dizzy, and his eyes started to close. He couldn't stay awake longer and fell asleep. In the morning, when he woke up, he saw that the cushion was lying in the corner of the room. He went near the hut and saw the sun was very bright. He looked inside the hut and saw the cushion's neck tied with a rope, standing quietly. Seeing this, he was very surprised and asked the cushion, "Who are you and where have you come from?" He questioned the cushion for a long time, but the cushion silently kept looking at him. Exhausted, he came back to the room and was lost in thought, saying, "Tonight, I will uncover the secret of this cushion." He went roaming in his village all day and, in the evening, took medicine for insomnia and lay down on the bed. While lying, he was thinking about the cushion when midnight came. Just like the previous day, the hut's door opened and the cushion came out of the hut. Golden light spread all around and soon it transformed into a beautiful girl. When the light became too intense, he closed his eyes because he couldn't bear the brightness. When he opened his eyes, the beautiful girl was standing in the veranda reading something in her mouth. She was still reading something in her mouth. He quickly opened the room's door and stood in front of the beautiful girl. The beautiful girl, seeing him, was about to run away, but he spoke to her sternly, "Hey girl, stop," and she stopped. He started asking her, "Who are you and where have you come from?" The girl said, "I am a Muslim and a Hafiz Quran girl. I worship Allah greatly, and this is my time for tahajjud, night prayer." He asked, "Tell me, how did you become a cushion?" The girl said, "In the settlement where I used to live, most people were Hindus. Muslims were very few. The Hindus had built a very large temple there, with big speakers all around the temple. The power of Allah was such that we had a small mosque. Whenever the bison was made in that mosque, the whole settlement had very loud voices. I wanted to spread my religion throughout the settlement. Small children came to me to learn the Quran, and I used to teach them. And Allah Wale Buzug, who is very holy, taught the children the Quran. And Allah Pak kept healing powers in their hands to treat the sick. That Allah Wale Buzug converted many people in that settlement to Islam. Many people in that settlement had already become Muslims. The Hindu who received healing from Allah Wale Buzurg came to my settlement, became Muslim through me, and started learning the Quran. The priest of that temple, seeing this, became jealous and started performing all kinds of magic against me. I told that Allah Wale Buzurg about this, and he told me not to ever be heedless of Allah's remembrance. That priest has many evil powers, and you can heal them yourself. Just keep mentioning Allah, and nothing will happen to you. The Allah Wale Buzurg told me that one day some women from his family came to learn the Quran. I taught them the Kalam, declaration of faith, then started Quran recitation. Because of this, the priest became very angry and became fiery. He performed an act on me that turned me into a cushion. Whenever it was time for my tahajjud prayer, I would come in my real form. Then the Allah Wale Buzurg told me, "You will always come in your real form when your nikah, marriage, takes place, and you will marry a man who is a great leader named Sadhu Baba. He practices black magic and has a lot of evil jinn powers. Because of these powers, he is misleading many people. You are a Hafiz Quran girl. You have the power of the Quran. You can eliminate Sadhu Baba with this power. Then you will come in your real form forever." He listened to the girl's words, was silent for a moment, and thought for a while. Then he said, "If you want, I can marry you. I am ready to perform nikah with you to eliminate Sadhu Baba. I am, as I am before you, I am not beautiful." The Hafiz Quran girl said, "Beauty is not in appearance but in character. Good behavior is what our religion teaches us." He told the girl, "In the morning, our nikah will be in front of everyone. At midnight, after performing tahajjud prayer, we will leave for Sadhu Baba's place." When he told his father about the nikah with the cushion, his brothers and their mothers started making fun of him. They said, "Of course, who will marry besides the cushion?" Then his parents scolded him a lot, but in front of his persistence, they gave up and arranged his nikah with the cushion. At midnight, both of them performed tahajjud prayer. He hung a cloth bag over his shoulder, and inside it he kept a small pouch of red chili. Then, mentioning Allah, they left for Sadhu Baba's place. On the way, the beautiful girl told him, "We have the power of the Quran, and for this power, we need intelligence. With this intelligence, we have to defeat him." He told his wife about their plan. They reached that settlement, which had a deep forest and a hut. Inside the hut, around, there were bones of various wild animals, and a strange smell was emanating. The two walked into the hut reciting Quran. The hut was very dark, and a small fire was burning, perhaps to provide light. There was very little light in the hut. After a while, a strange heavy sound came from inside the hut, as if someone else was reciting something in another language. This sound was probably that of Sadhu Baba. Without fear, they proceeded, reciting Quran verses, and went a little further. Ahead, they saw Sadhu Baba sitting there, mumbling something. At first, they both panicked, but soon they regained their composure, lowered down. He took advantage of the darkness, scooped up some sand, and took an egg from his bag that he had found on the way. He hid the egg in his bag. Seeing the two of them, Sadhu Baba stood up and looked at them with fearsome eyes. He raised a stone with one hand in front of Sadhu Baba and began grinding the stone with both hands. The hand holding the egg made a slight cracking sound. Sadhu Baba was surprised and slightly panicked, thinking he had ground and thrown the stone, but his power did not affect him much. Sadhu Baba knew that no one had dared to come to his hut until today, so seeing them, he became furious and advanced towards them to attack. They quickly retreated when he thought his attack wasn't working on them. Then he quickly took out an axe and tried to hit them, but failed. He caught the girl and he quickly climbed onto Sadhu Baba's head and took a knife from his bag to strike his head. When Sadhu Baba started screaming in pain, he released the girl and also fell down from his head. He got a minor injury but quickly stood up. Now Sadhu Baba was even more angry. When Sadhu Baba got angrier, he lifted his foot to crush him. As soon as he raised his foot towards him, he quickly stuck the same knife into his foot. When Sadhu Baba placed his foot on the ground, the knife went past him and he fell to the ground. His brother got the opportunity and quickly took red chilies from his bag and put them in Sadhu Baba's eyes and threw the rest of the chilies on him. "Ka gets the same thing applies to you too," said the brother. Sadhu Baba started burning from the chili's irritation, wandered around looking at his eyes, and now had no strength to fight. He quickly climbed on top of Sadhu Baba's foot. Due to the chili's effect, Sadhu Baba couldn't see anything. He tried to strike him with his hands and feet, and his axe was in his hand. As soon as he swung the axe at him, he stepped back from his foot, and the axe struck itself. Now both of them were standing, screaming loudly, and laying there because he no longer had the strength to fight. He and the beautiful girl both were happily married. Suddenly, Sadhu Baba caught him from behind. When the girl saw that Sadhu Baba was just injured, not about to die quickly, she got very angry with Sadhu Baba. The girl picked up the axe and struck the neck of Sadhu Baba with all her might. As soon as she struck his neck, Sadhu Baba released him and he fell to the ground. Sadhu Baba screamed in agony, went into the fire, and died there. When he regained consciousness, he saw that he was lying on a rock, and in front stood his beautiful wife. He had no injuries anywhere. He was perfectly fine. He got up, looked towards the sun, and then looked at his beautiful wife and said, "Look, it is a complete day, and you are perfectly fine and in your real form. It means we both have succeeded." He quickly held his wife's hand and lifted her up to take her straight to Baba Ali. As soon as they reached, he said, "Oh, Baba Ali, my husband is as you say, but when he appears in front of people, they mock him and consider him inferior. I cannot bear all this." Baba Ali stood up, and there was a fruit tree. He gave that fruit to him, and he transformed into a beautiful boy. Now he who had returned to his real form and had become a very beautiful boy took his wife's hand and brought her straight home. His parents were very happy when they saw him. His mother hugged him and thanked Allah. When his brothers found out, they immediately came there and were astonished to see their brother. They apologized to him and never again humiliated their brother. Dear Nazar, who knows? The person we look down upon, whether a woman or a man, might be much closer and better before Allah Ta'ala. We consider ourselves much better, and by considering everyone inferior, we console ourselves. We try to defame them everywhere, but we do not fear Allah. We forget that this world passes away like a mosquito's wing, so we should not consider anyone inferior. Who knows how close and better they are before Allah Ta'ala? May Allah Pak grant us the ability to do good and protect us from sins. Friends, please let us know in the comment box how you liked the video. Don't forget to share it with your family and friends. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and become part of our channel Musa Voice. Thank you.